Here it is, one of the last untouched remains of the old kingdom. Who knows what this might have been before the day of raining rocks? Sir, what exactly was the Day of Raining Rocks? Does anyone know? I have been studying the Old Kingdom for 2 years now, and none of the professors have explained how or why it came to an end. That's the thing, lad. Nobody knows exactly how the Old Kingdom fell, because there are no known records left from those days. The name, the Day of Raining Rocks, comes from legend and folklore. It is said that some immense force of magic was unleashed upon the land, turning the world on its head and raining down rocks on the kingdom, and, alas, historians know little more than the common man. Then again, if we're very lucky, we might uncover some unknown detail about it here today. Now come on, let's get to work, lad. The Old Kingdom of Elendor, 1800 years earlier. Look, it's the Lord General. The Lord General is approaching. Open the gate. Greetings, my Lord General. Athalën has been expecting you. The kingdom of Elendor had been ruled for 1,000 years by the wizard king Athalën. He had profound understanding of the art of magic, and he used his powers to make the kingdom prosper and flourish. He controlled the rivers and redirected their flow. He stemmed the harshest winters and the hottest summers. And he created cities and roads out of thin air. Or so the stories went. He safeguarded the peace throughout the kingdom, but went to war against neighboring primitive tribes to expand his realm and spread civilization. Athalën was the very symbol of the kingdom, and he was seen more as a god than a man because of his immense magical powers. But alas, no golden age lasts forever. Elendor, whose entire existence rested upon Athalæn's powers and uniting force, was more vulnerable than anyone could imagine. After 1,000 years on the throne of Elendor, Athalën decided to retire and leave the world. To ensure the kingdom's survival, he gave up most of his vast power, passed it into 4 artifacts, and gave them to his selected heirs. Followed by a procession of mourners, high leaders, and old friends, Athalën headed for the sea. Farewell, my children, my friends. Athalën sailed east into the open sea and was never heard of again. But Athalæn's heirs, who were all great men, had none of his wisdom, honor, or deep love for the kingdom. With time, they became filled with a lust for power and glory, each wanting to use the relics for their own purposes. A war broke out between the four heirs, a war for the control over the power of the relics. It was a war so devastating that the entire kingdom began to collapse from within. The old kingdom burned. Cities and towns were razed to the ground, and millions forced away from their homes, only to be massacred by the armies of the heirs, no matter what side they were on. A once great civilization fell into barbarism. The beacon of light fell into darkness. As the heirs did battle, the weaker two quickly fell. Then, only the two warrior generals remained. Escalorn, protector of the West, a fearless, unconventional commander. And Hedarios, cunning and defensive, Lord General of Athalæn's Golden Army. Having laid waste to the entire kingdom, their armies now marched towards the capital, where a council of wizards and monks, opposed to both sides, were keeping the relics hidden. The two armies met in battle on the plains of Iliengard, just outside the capital. Hedarios, I see you have brought all of your rabble to face certain death here today. How noble of you. Escalorn, you puny rat! Tell your men to leave this field right now. If you do, I will be a gentleman, and only massacre half of them. If anyone needs to prepare for massacre, it is you, Hedarios. I will see you on the battlefield. Brace yourselves, my fellow countrymen. This is the day we restore the peace to our beautiful kingdom. Remember your wives and children, all those innocent lives lost at the hands of that traitor Escalorn. Today, we confront evil itself. We will battle it head-on, and we shall be victorious! Kill them all! Sever their bodies and leave none alive. Beyond this day lies only victory. A victory we shall all share, my brothers, to the death! Stand, brave men. Hold your ground. When they hit, push them back. To glory! The fool is trying to flank us with his archers. Cut them down! Days of bloodshed passed, and 100,000 men perished on the battlefield before their leaders found themselves face to face. We meet again, Worm. Let us settle this like real men. As you wish. Come back, you coward! Escalorn has fallen! Escalorn has fallen! Retreat! Victory! Victory! With Escalorn dead and his armies routed, Hederios' eye now turned to the city, and his armies besieged it. Beyond the high walls, the city's defenses were weak, and Hederios' soldiers soon flooded the city. The council, fearing what Hederios would become if he got hold of the relics, made a fatal decision. They unleashed the full power of the relics, eradicating the entire city and Hederios' armies in an instant. The shockwave reached every corner of the kingdom, and whatever places had gone unharmed during the war were destroyed. After a year of war and terror, the kingdom of Elendor was no more. Only a fraction of the population survived, and the civilization was gone forever. But in this burnt-out landscape, a new flower began to grow. New tribes settled in the land of Elendor and used the ruins to build their own towns and cities. People from all across the continent migrated there to start anew, and a new kingdom rose from Elendor's ashes. Where the old kingdom had fallen so horribly, the new kingdom of Gwyndilgard emerged. The lands were resettled and the soil brought back to life. Only Iliengard, where the final battle had been fought, was left untouched, so as to honor those who had fallen together with the old kingdom. A handful of the monks of the council survived, and they dug the relics out of the rubble. They couldn't destroy the relics, but they wanted to make sure that no one could ever wield their powers again. They hid the relics on separate, distant locations where no one would come looking for them. But before they could hide the last relic, they were interrupted. The killer took the last relic and vanished, and no one has ever found it again. And so the relics of Athalën were hidden and forgotten, and their very existence became just a legend. And yet, a secret so powerful is destined to be unearthed someday, either by corrupt minds or innocent souls. Hilltown. Evening, present day. Gwynhill, it's good to be back. Emily? Well, there you are. You took your good time getting here, didn't you? It's a long ride from Rock Spring to here. I got here as fast as I could. I see you've kept my new home in good order while I was gone, eh? If I have. I love this place, Immanuel. We should get married right now, just so I can move in. Well, I wouldn't say no to that. Father Garnus might question our planning and timing, though. Haha, yeah, I suppose so. Hey, what do you say we go inside and inaugurate this house? I wouldn't say no to that, either. Meanwhile, somewhere off the coast of Gwyndlegard. Ever since her defeat in the war nearly 2 years ago, the Witch Queen Zafira of Zoshi has been locked up in this prison off the coast of Gwyndlegard. For almost as long, she has been contemplating and planning her escape. With all her magical powers taken from her, she is but a shadow of her former self. Yet, despite harsh conditions, neither her beauty nor her will have been broken down. Mr. Guard, could you give me a glass of water? I'm really thirsty. Certainly, miss. I have him wrapped around my finger. I can get out of this cage whenever I want. Now, if only Tangle would get his lazy behind here. The eagle flew into the room and circled it. With its eyes fixed on Zafira, it gave out a single screech before disappearing again. A golden messenger eagle from the Zoshin courts. This has to be Tangle's signal. Here's your water, miss. Could you please come in and give it to me? I'm so tired. I can hardly walk. Well, sure, miss. Thank you. 2 years of sickly sweet seduction finally pays off. Urgh, never again. I can never take out all of these guards alone. Where is Tangle? Alright, back to your posts, men. Tea time is over. Captain, have you seen this? Seen what? What in the name of... What are those? They are headed this way, Captain. Everyone, man the defenses. Go!
Raise the alarm!
She's on board. Set sail! Set sail! You took your good time, didn't you? I came as fast as I could. It wasn't easy to find someone willing to build me a fleet of gigantic monster ships. I still have the orb you gave me. I suppose you want it back. As Zafira took the orb, she could feel her magical powers returning, almost as if her life force was flowing back into her. It's been so long since I felt so powerful. Hurrah! Things have not gone exactly according to plan since you were caught. I've had little to no help from Zoshi since the war. I've had to do everything by myself. I finally managed to find someone willing to build the blue dragons for me, and then that worm Immanuel comes in and tries to stop me. Ha! So he came after you as well. He forced me to wreck half the fleet. I couldn't have him finding out what it would be used for. Always a nuisance. 5 ships should be enough though. Hopefully. Now, our first target has been moved to Gwynhill. It will be a long ride to get there. Gwynhill? So Immanuel wants to keep it close to him, does he? I don't think he even knows what he has in his hands. Of course he doesn't. How could he? Very well, we will ride to meet him. Perhaps this time I get to meet his charming girlfriend and tear her limb from limb, ha-ha! Men, we are riding out! Another day, another bloody skirmish. And you still haven't been able to contact King Wellon? No, my lord. The Zoshin King refuses to talk with us. What does he think he's doing? Sending his men to raid our towns across the border? This isn't like him. If I may ask, my lord, why do we not retaliate? Send an army into Zoshi and teach him a lesson. I am very tempted to do just that, but until my army returns from Rockspring, there is little we can do. Very well, Anthony. I must return to the capital. I will leave you to defend our borders. It will be my pleasure, my lord. A few days later. Hang on, I'm outside. Father Garnis, it's been such a long time. Come inside, have some tea. Emily was just here and left some fresh baked bread. Oh, I'm sorry, Immanuel. I'm not hungry. I have something very important to tell you. Is this about me and Emily, Father? You don't have to worry about us. We are planning to get married very soon. It's just that this affair in Rockspring got in the way, and... Oh, calm down, Immanuel. It's not about that. No, I'm afraid I have some less cheerful things to talk about. Come, walk with me. How did she escape? The prison was attacked by gigantic, metal-clad ships. They blew a hole in the prison's walls, and Zafira jumped on board. Ironclad ships? Tegel must have sent his blue dragons to free her. But where has she gone? Back to Zoshi? They are looking for her all over the country, but I think I know where she is headed. She is coming here, Immanuel. Here? Why on earth? Let me explain. As you may recall, after the war, we took the Relic of the Rock back with us as a trophy. Yes? Ever since then, I have been studying it and reading about it. I've dug up ancient literature about it, and I believe, Do you know about the Relics of Athalën, Immanuel? Vaguely. I know the legend. Yes, it's said that Athalën transmitted all his powers into 4 artifacts, which were then hidden far away around the world. I believe that the Relic of the Rock is one of these relics. You mean, you think they actually exist? Yes, I do. If I'm right, and Zafira knows about this as well, then we must do everything in our power to stop her. Who knows what she would do with all that power? Well, if she shows up to claim it, we will be waiting for her. I will get the guards ready. Good night, Father. Later that night. So, why are we up at close to midnight guarding this bridge again? The captain said he heard Zafira was on the loose and on her way here. Apparently he believes any bull he hears. Well, they better pay us overtime for this, or I'll quit. Who goes there? Hold your horses. Oh, don't worry, we are a band of riders, just passing through. Oh, alright then. Passing through to kill you. Can you smell that? What smell? It smells like smoke. Oh no. Burn it to the ground. Oh, look who's here, my favorite nemesis. This time you won't catch me so easily, Immanuel. Immanuel! Wake up, Immanuel! What happened? You were knocked out by one of Zafira's magic tricks. Are you injured? No, I'm fine. I'm just dizzy. Where is Father Garnis? He didn't make it. Zafira killed him. Did you get him out? Did you get his body out? Yes, we did. He's in the town hall. Don't worry, Immanuel. We will avenge him. Indeed we will. And the relic? The relic of the rock? Zafira took it. What about it? Rest in peace, Father. This is an act of war! If Zafira did this with help from Zoshi, then it is more than enough to justify retaliation. Zafira killed a close friend of mine. If you want me to lead the counterattack, I will. I was just going to ask. The four of us will lead the charge into Zoshi. Marvin and Rob, you must lead a second army from Gwynhill around the front line and into Zoshi. And make sure you arrive before the war is over this time. We will try our best. See you in Zoshi.